What's up everybody, my name is Will from Ghost Hack, and today I am taking you through an overview of Ghost Hack's Ultimate Producer Bundle 2019. Now, the Ultimate Producer Bundle is not an individual kind of just separate pack on its own. This is a bundle, a collective assembly of a lot of previously released Ghost Hack packs, and obviously it cost a lot less than if you were to buy all of the packs individually. And this is very good for somebody who is just looking to get a lot of good samples, right off the bat. If they want to grow their sample library a lot, and presets. There are also presets in here as well. But if you click on the link in the top of the description, it'll take you to this page and you can see all the stuff that is contained in it. There is so much stuff in this pack, it's enormous. We've got the bonus Downtempo Lounge, we got the Ultimate Vocal Library, Neurofunk Arsenal 2, G-House Attack. There are so many packs in this bundle that it would take me too long to just go through and say all of them, but just know that you are really getting a lot for your money here. I haven't gotten this much bang for my buck since Xfer released Serum, really. So the link in the top of the description will take you to this page, but for right now, I just want to take you through the pack itself. Now, obviously, I cannot go through everything. There's like 15 gigabytes in here. So first off, let me just take you through a few of the presets that come in these 100 massive bass patches. We got a lot of bass lines going here. This one is bass line 13. Here's bass line 40. This is bass line 80. This one's really interesting, actually. Really juicy. And baseline 100 sounds like this. Great, and the next thing I can take you through is actually the 100 bass patches for Serum as well. This one's called Bass Shift. Nice wobble. This one's actually pretty fun. Here's Neuro Distortion. And here's a Reese. But those are not all. We also have massive patches from the Neuro Enhancer pack. And we also have presets from Dubstep Explosion for Serum and Fundamental Sounds for Serum. Alright, moving on from the presets, we have the Ultimate Vocal Library in here. We have both dry vocals and wet vocals. So we have a lot of different chants here. You can see they're all key labeled. You have a lot of different phrases going on right here. There's a lot of different stuff.
My life, step inside, dreaming of you. Won't you do it? It's true. Speak with no word. You always run. Never again.
So a lot of fun stuff there. We have some full songs going on right here, which are key and tempo labeled.
I can't erase the pain. Do you think that this is some kind of game? Oh, I'm here to stay. I bet you've always been here to play.
We got 6 of those. Next, we have just some simple, just one words.
So, whoa, love, girl, follow, unwind, skin.
And we have all these vocals as well with reverb.
Sweet happiness, body, and nothing over.
Including the songs, the phrases, and the chants. Next up, let's take a look at Downtempo Lounge. This is a really fun pack. We got some abstract percussion loops. There's some bass loops. Got some drum breaks. This one's very slow, so let's say we want to speed it up. So we could chop it up and speed it up. And there's a bunch of different ones. We even have drum construction kits where we have like the full main drum loop. And then we have them all separated out into kick, and then the hats going on right here, and then the sound effects and the snare as well. So we got lots of different ones of those. There's melodic loops. There's vintage drum loops. Some vinyl crackling, which can be very useful. But that's just the loops. We even have all these bass one-shots that we have to go through. Those are pretty much the same ones that are used in the loops. We have the drum hits, we got closed hi-hats, normal hi-hats, kicks, open hi-hats, other percussion sound effects, snares, and these sound really good to me. Here's some of the hats. Very useful. Got different pads, sound effects, some synths. And we even have vocal cuts, which could be very good for vocal chopping. Next up, we got the Neurofunk Arsenal 2, which is a bit heavier than the Downtempo Lounge. We have the intro construction kits. We have loops, MIDI files, and one-shots. If we go through the loops, we can find some bass loops. We have drum breaks. Those are very useful. We have some just drum loops and stems in the same way that we had them before. Those are heavy, and we have those all separated out. We got hat loops. High energy. We have musical loops. There are percussion loops. And even some ride loops that are really handy to put in the back of drops. And here's a few of the MIDI files. Those are some great chords. And finally, the one-shots. We got bass hits. Some of those are really heavy. Then we have some drum hits as well. We got the hi-hats, the kicks, the open hi-hats, the rides, the snares, all kinds of stuff. Those sound really good, and the snares are very tight. Some pads and drones. We got some sound effects and some synth hits. A lot of them are very similar to bass hits. Moving on from that, we got G-House Attack. Here's some bass hits. Some of those are very strong as well, and some bass loops. We do have some construction kits for this as well. Here are some drum loops. And it appears as though these are also separated out, so you have kind of different versions of each one. So there are a lot of those going on. Next, we have just some extra content here as far as sound effects. We got some fills. Here's some melody loops. We have, of course, the one shot. We have hats. We got some kicks, which sound very sharp. We have some percussions, which sound pretty good. And we have snares. which tend to be pretty clappy. We also have some Serum and Silence presets along with some synth hits, which are good for any genre, really. Sticking with the house vibes, we got bass house anthems right here. Here's some ARPs. We got bass loops. Kind of future house-ish. Then we have construction kits as well. We got some full drum loop. Which are very useful. We have some sound effects. We got some MIDI, we got one-shots. Claps sound juicy, we got hats. Very useful. Kicks. Nice and punchy. There's percussions. And some rides. We even have some piano loops. We got some Serum presets, here's synth loops. Those sound cool. Here's a few vocal loops here. And finally, we actually have some vocoder loops. Those are fun. Now, if there's one thing there's a lot of in this pack, there's a lot of drums. In most of these packs, there are at least sections that have drums. There are a lot of them that are solely dedicated to drums. Like we have like some abstract drums. We have 2 versions of the drum hero. We have halftime drum loops, hats and perks, kicks and bass drums. We got 2 things of snares and claps. So if you need drums, there's a lot going on here. Let me just go through Drum Hero 2 pretty quickly. We have some kind of 808 stuff. Just very classic sounding. We have some cowbells. We got kicks, which are pretty tight and pretty clean, and we have some 808 snares. Next up, we got a lot of claps. Those sound very good. Got drum fills. There's some drum loops going on, and they are separated out again like before. Here's some Foley snares. These are fun and interesting because they're layered with other sounds. Then we have hats and cymbals. I grab from this specific part of the pack all the time because there's so much good and useful stuff. We got kicks. Which are very strong. There's a ton of them here, and they have a lot of low end. We got percussions. Here's some percussion loops. I expect those would work very well as layers. We have some real recordings here as far as like hi-hats. Some very natural sounding stuff, and we got snares as well. Shakers. Snare rolls. And the snares themselves, which there are a lot of them. Actually, I'm going to take some of these sounds in here and try to make some kind of trappy hip-hop beat. I think that would be sort of fun. Let's see, I like this kick right here, and I can just kind of trim up the front maybe. Yeah. That sounds pretty nice. For the snare, I'm going to go into Snares and Claps Volume 2, go into the dry section, and I think I'm going to grab just an 808 one. Nothing too complicated, and then I'm going to layer it with a clap. This clap's nice, and I can just kind of maybe pitch the clap up, and then go out. So now I got my basic drums. So now let me go to Drum Hero and find a hat. So I found this one right here. And I think it would be pretty good because all I need to do is just shorten it up and I can pitch it up. So now I got some hi-hat action. I actually have this little percussion loop here that I liked. So there we go. Just throw that in the background. In the Downtempo lounge, I found this little loop. Which I actually really liked, and I think it goes really well with this hip-hop beat we have going. That chord change is dope. And I also got some vinyl crackle noise in here that I can kind of loop to fit in the background. All right, what this really needs is a pad, and I think I can go to the presets for this. So I pulled up this pad vintage and I set up this little MIDI. It's nothing complicated at all. And it layers pretty well with the rest of the stuff. I enjoy it. I think that worked out pretty well. Alright, this has been my overview of the Ultimate Producer Bundle 2019. Again, this is a very large pack. I was not able to get through everything. There's a lot of stuff in here. So if you are interested in this bundle, there is a link on the top of the description where you can go and click and it'll bring you right to this page. Again, you can read more information about it and you can just find out if this is the purchase for you. So for those of you who stuck with me all the way to the end, we really appreciate your support and I will see you in the next video. Happy producing.